Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for joining me in these practice sessions. Come to a comfortable seated position. We'll start off with one Om. Today's video is a special request, yoga for sciatica. I know that for those of you that suffer with this condition, it's a pretty intensive, kind of painful thing that interferes with basic things like lying down or being comfortable. Sometimes you get a shooting pain, you just have to pop right up. Or even if you don't have sciatica, this is a really great, just a soft yoga practice that will bring you deeper into your hip joints. One of the main issues that can come up with sciatica is that the nerve gets really squeezed around the hamstring muscle and around sort of the butt muscle. So we want to go in and open up that whole area of the body. If you're looking to open your hips or get a little more freedom in your hamstrings, this is also a really great practice for you. You don't need to be strong or flexible to start out for this, and really anybody at any level can join this practice. Yoga therapeutics, or working to create more health in the body, is something that anybody can try really at any time. The ancient benefits of yoga are really available to you if you're just inspired to get on your mat and try. So, come to a comfortable seated position, inhale, and exhale, slowly lie down, and we'll start off in constructive rest pose. Bring the knees together, hands to the low belly. Keep the lower stomach drawn in this time, so not belly breaths. We're going to just be here for a few moments to kind of settle the spine and watch your shoulders and see if the shoulders are kind of hiked off of the floor, and then just see if you can settle them down. And then gently inhale, bringing the legs up, pointing the toes for a moment. Soft awareness through the inner body. We'll start off with a reclining pigeon pose, so cross the right foot over the left knee, and even if it's really pulled up, just let it kind of hover in the air, and then bend your left knee and get comfortable here. Thread your hands underneath and hold on as you pull gently in, allowing your pelvis to come off the ground just a little bit. And if your shin bone makes contact with your chest, then you can wrap it around and hold on to your hands, but please don't try to force that. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. You want to target the whole region around your upper thigh right here. And if you're feeling that in the knee, you want to back off a little bit, all right? So we're going to stay here for a few breaths, holding it gently in and allowing the low belly to stay sucked in. It's going to support both the knee and the lower back. Working through the external rotation of the hip joint is going to give the whole area a lot of release. And now gently inhale, slowly straightening the left leg, slowly straightening the right leg. We'll do the other side. Pull the left knee down and make sure the knee points as much to the side as possible. Bend your right knee and thread your hands underneath and pull back as much as you can. And make sure that there's no pain in the left knee, but that you're just really targeting that space on the left hip joint. And if possible, thread your hands around and gently pull in. Holding here for a few breaths, allowing your sacrum to rise a little bit off the ground, but not too much. And remember, keep the mind calm, don't force. Slowly stretch out the right leg. Stretch out the left leg, hold it in. Pull your knees gently into your chest for a moment. Little rock from side to side. And hold on to your feet. Tuck the chin. Inhale, roll on up. Nice and easy. And now, slowly, stretch the legs out. Dandasana position. Here for about 5 breaths. Suck the belly deeply in. 1. Releasing the hamstrings and activating the pelvic floor will give you more support and more space to the lower back, giving more space to the sciatic nerve as well. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's good. Now cross your feet underneath you and inhale, exhale. Hold the plank position for a moment. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing. Look forward, step your right foot, your left foot. Gently come down and stretch the legs forward for a moment. Cross your feet over each other, taking the knees and stack them right on top of each other. And this is an easy version of Gomukhasana pose. So point those toes back behind you and suck the belly deeply in. Hands right on top of the knees, chin down. 1, 2, 3. Working the internal rotation of the hips also will give more space to the hip joints. 4. And suck the belly in, gently fold forward, moving down. And nice 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come on back up. Take the right hand over, hold on to the elbow, and just open the triceps a little bit, keeping that right shoulder blade spiraling around, left hand threads around, and if you can, you clasp the fingers towards each other, or you can grab a strap and hold on to that, or a towel, and we'll just stay here for a couple breaths. 2, belly sucks in. 3, 4, and 5. Gently release. And take the hands forward, inhale and exhale. Let's step all the way back to Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Now let's step forward and easy come to seated. We're going to do the other side. Take the left knee, cross it over, and roll those toes, pointing them back. Both hands hold on to the left knee. 1, steady breathing. 2, 3, 4, and slowly fold it forward, hands forward, inhale, and exhale as you slowly settle down, moving deep into the inner body. 1, 2, 3, 4, sinking your hips as close to the ground as you can. And 5. Inhale. Come all the way up for a moment. Bend your left elbow, hold on to it, and pull it gently back, kind of giving the triceps a little release, and thread your shoulder blade around in sort of a back and around spiral. Take your right hand, loop it around, and gently hold the fingers, looking up. 1. Keep the belly sucked in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, hands forward. Slowly step back. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Look forward and step forward. Coming to a seated position, feet open, budokanasana. Keep the belly sucked deeply in. Hold on to the base of the big toes and press in for a moment. Inhale, nice deep breath, and exhale, begin to fold gently forward and keep the back as flat as you can, heels pressing into each other. Belly sucks deeply in as you fold, fold, fold deeper down. Eventually your chin will touch, but don't worry about that for now. Just stay moving into the inner body. You may even want to drop your forehead to the ground. Belly sucks in. 2, 3, 4. And inhale, come all the way gently up. And now, slowly keeping the feet together, you're going to lie back for a reclining version of Budokanasana. Drop the head. Slowly sink down. We'll stay here also for 5 breaths. Now gravity's helping you release the thighs. 1. Make sure the sacrum kind of settles into the ground and you're not arching the back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold the outer thighs. Bring the knees together and stretch your legs gently out. Toes points. Releasing the hamstrings is an important part of getting flexibility, life and circulation through the lower body. It also helps relieve the sciatic nerve. Lift your right leg up, at least to a 90-degree angle, and then slowly pull the head of the femur deeper in. Take both hands holding onto the knee. Let me say that again. Take both hands holding onto your ankle, keeping the knee straight, and eventually both hands to your foot. Hold it here for a couple breaths and just feel the movement through the hamstring. Don't force it to be any more flexible. Try to avoid bending your knees. So if you need to grab a strap to wrap around your foot, go ahead and grab a strap and wrap it around there, but keep that leg totally straight. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. Then from wherever you are in the pose, inhale, and as you exhale, gently lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head down. Exhale, both legs down, left side. Inhale, drop the head of the left femur into the socket. Keep the knee completely straight. Reach the hands forward, holding onto your ankle. And slowly walk it up to your foot. And just really target the movement in the hamstring. Avoid hiking your hip in any way, and instead just settle and accept exactly where you are. Do not try to force your body, just breathe and be with the sensations. Keep that right leg real strong and feel the inner body, feel the strength and the flexibility coming from the safe space of the inner body. Inhale, exhale, lift it up. 1, 2, 3, nice and steady. 4, and 5. Inhale, head down, and exhale. Gently drop the leg. Bend your knees, hold on to your ankles, tuck your chin, inhale, do a little pull all the way up. And step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Look forward and inhale. A little hop forward and come to seated. We're going to do one more pose. I hope you're feeling a little bit of relief, a little bit of movement, circulation in the body by now. The next pose is called Marichasana C. Bend your right knee in. This is a twisting pose that relies on the internal rotation of your hip joint. Remember, it doesn't matter how deeply you get into the pose, but instead that you're conscious of step by step how you're working. So settle both sitting bones into the ground, suck the belly in, and then inhale. And as you exhale, start to thread through your right hip into the internal rotation, but avoid hiking the hip. Instead, keep it drop down and let yourself spiral through the inner body. Then your low belly, pull the low belly in and wrap around and just fold your torso over to the side and lifting your left arm up. Come up onto your right fingertips and we'll stay here for a couple breaths and keep thinking about folding your rib cage around your right thigh. 2, 3, 4, and slowly bend your elbow around your shin, taking your hands towards each other, and we'll stay for just a few breaths here. 2, 3, keep the belly sucked in. 4, and 5. Release your hand, release the left hand, cross your feet, inhale, and exhale, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana, down. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing, look forward, step, step. Eventually you'll jump all the way through, but let's take it nice and easy for now. And the left side, bend the left knee in, hug it in for a moment, and remember it's the articulation of the hip joints what matters. So keep the belly sucked in and don't worry about how deeply you get into the pose, but just focus on how your body's feeling. Roll that hip across the center line, keeping the sitting bones down, left fingertips behind you. It's your low belly that pops you around. Get your whole rib cage spiraling around that left thigh. Hold it for a moment, nice and steady. Don't fight with the arm, just move from the torso. 1, 2, keep the belly sucked in. 3, 4, and if you feel at all challenged, please stay here. But if you want to take it a little bit deeper, then wrap around and really focus on getting your shoulder down. Then inhale, and nice and easy. Don't fight for the bind, your fingers are fine. Look over your left shoulder. If you're super flexible, you can pop it on over to the wrist, but no stress. 2, 3, 4, and gently release. Come out the same way with the same level of integrity. And inhale, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Hold downward facing for a couple breaths, moving deep through the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look forward and inhale. Jump your feet forward, and eventually you'll slide them through. Slowly roll the spine gently down. Bend your knees. Slowly bend the knees, keeping the belly sucked in. We'll roll through a few simple bridges. Bend the knees forward, elevating the hips. The belly stays sucked in. Try to keep the butt soft. And slowly inhale. Just easy lifting the hips. 1, 2, 3. Nice and easy. 4. And exhale. Gently down. Next time, we're going to see if you can hold on to the ankles. So reach down, find your ankles, even if the heels pop up a little bit. And then inhale, lift the hips, popping the heels down. Try to soften the butt muscles, get the shoulders underneath you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gently down. And we're going to do it one more time. If you felt like simple bridge was enough, I want you to just repeat that. But if you want to take the hands under the shoulders for a full Urdhva Dhanurasana, for a full wheel, we can go ahead and try. Just like we got up in simple bridge. Inhale, lift the hips up. Nice and easy. 1. Just think about creating space through the body. An even distribution of weight through the hands and the feet. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gently head down, then gently all the way down. Pull the knees into the chest for a moment. A little rock from side to side. And legs up. Inhale. Legs over your head. Interlock your fingers. And we'll just stay here for a couple breaths. Halasana, the plow pose. Very therapeutic for the neck. Also helps pivot through the hip joints. And hands to the lower back. Slowly lift one leg up. Slowly the other leg up. And really press through the elbows, squeezing through the thighs. If it was too much for you to come up into shoulder stand, just stay in the plow pose. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's put one leg back to plow, the other one back. Open up your hands and slowly slide it down. Bend your knees. Stretch the legs all the way out. Come up onto your elbows. And inhale for Matsyasana, the fish pose. 1, 2, 3, steady breathing. 4, and 5. Slowly lie all the way down on your mat. And close your eyes. And after a few moments of rest, bend the knees and the elbows. Gently pull them into your chest. Almost like you're saying thank you to your body for creating the time and the space for the practice. Rolling over onto your right side. Come up to a comfortable seated position. Each time that you practice, remember to tune into the inner body and create the safe space of healing for the emotional body and the physical body. The yoga practice is a physical discipline with a spiritual intention. So remember to set that as your intention each time you join the practice, to translate the lessons that you learn through the physical body into the spiritual and emotional body so that you can be a more peaceful person in every moment of your life. Whenever there's residual pain or chronic pain in the body, it can take a toll physically, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely, mentally, because it's always sort of bothering you. So hopefully with the tools of yoga, you can find a little bit of relief from these sort of chronic pains that come up, creating more health in the body and more freedom in the body, the mind, and ultimately the spirit. Take your hands gently together. Thank you so much for letting me be your guide into the inner tradition of yoga. Namaste.